Okay, hey there, guys. So I'm just gonna mention something. I'm just gonna do another murder drones video for fun. I've already posted this in my community, but I'm kind of busy this week. I'm gonna have a party on Saturday, and in total, I'm just gonna have a busy weekend. So I'm probably not gonna really post much. I've already posted stuff like showcasing and a few shorts. So yeah, and also yeah, I'm just mentioning that, like, aside from Amazing Digital Circus, Murder Drones is, like, the only show I watch. What's funny is that, like, this new tease about the Gaslight District I think releases on the same date as, like, the Bill Cipher episode, so, hold on, let me check. Okay, I just checked on Google. I don't really know if they're gonna release, like, a Bill Cipher episode. I was just at, like, Waisley High School, and I just heard, like, two people talking about the Bill Cipher episode, so it could be an April Fool's joke, because, it's April now. But this was back in March, so, yeah. So it can't be an April Fool's joke. So, yeah. So yeah, if you remember, like 2 months ago, I released a video on how Murder Drones is like just a perfect show, no flaws. I still think that. Sure, there are some there are some decent episodes like Home and some overrated episodes like Promining, but it's a good show in general. And to be honest, I can see people saying I can see. Some people could say the Amazing Digital Circus is better, considering I got somehow over 370 million views on its pilot. How? So yeah, this is probably going to be the last video I post in a while. I'm still going to make videos, but for now, I'm just going to take a break, because I'm busy for the weekend. So, yeah. So yeah, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Even if you could just say it's just like, your average show. Because some people say that without even knowing how perfect the show actually is. Yeah, I will do Murder Drones episode reviews, because for fun, I just want to make every Murder Drone video I can possibly can. So why not we do a video? Oh god, ow, ow. Ow, I hurt my hand, ow. How about we do a video on the main villain of the series, tesscyn. Obviously, you thought I was gonna say you thought I was gonna say Braden or something. No. I do not think. Yeah, in my opinion, Sin is probably one of the best villains, pretty much in the history. He's like on Catnap and also Dennis good. Seriously, Dennis is probably the best character in SpongeBob. I haven't said this yet, but Dennis is probably my favorite character I know of SpongeBob. And the fact that he only gets 6 minutes in the movie kind of makes me sad. Because he's just like just a perfect villain, in my opinion. But yeah, I might actually make a whole Dennis video soon. So yeah, get noted to that at least. Just look at the scene.
Will be beaten senseless by
Seriously, the fact that he did that was insane. But sadly, we aren't talking about Dennis. We are talking about tesscyn, because, we're not going to talk about, Dennis, sadly, but, like I said, I will talk about Dennis eventually, since he's actually a really good villain. But for now, we're talking about tesscyn. So let me start off with tesscyn's design, which Jesus Christ, her robot design's pretty good, but brute, her like bloody human form is gruesome. Oh yeah, not to mention she absolutely decimates the protagonist. Look at this. He literally rips N's chest off and rips his head off. Somehow N's head can regenerate, I don't know. I love how like tesscyn is both funny and actually is scary at the same time. One thing I love about how like her like tesscyn design is that in episode 4 you can actually see a like tesscyn's design. Glitch actually said it was like, foreshadowing, and it showed like early designs. Seriously, that I originally thought it was just Uzi's hallucinations of the solver, but then I realized that this is actually supposed to be foreshadowing. They also did this with the Sentinels, but I didn't really see that one. Yeah, I didn't really see the cameo for the Sentinels. They do appear in the same episode as like foreshadowers, but again, I don't really know. I was just drinking Coca-Cola. Like like I said, tesscyn is both intimidating and funny at the same time, and that's what makes her really work for me. The fact that she just acts silly sometimes, but can actually be quite serious. I mean, she killed the entire popularity of humans, for God's sake. That's like a full act of genocide. Seriously, this silly little robot somehow managed to destroy the whole universe. Sorry, I had the tremolo in my throat. Yeah. And yeah, not to mention she has like, the same dragon powers as Uzi and can even teleport. Seriously, like tesscyn is like an insane other villain. Also, I believe she appears for like half of the like episode 8. Unlike Dennis, who literally only appeared for 6 minutes in the movie. I mean, he still appeared outside of the SpongeBob movie. I believe he appeared in like a series where like Plankton tried to get all of the villains to steal the secret formula. I'm pretty sure he appeared there. I mean, sure, his design wasn't accurate, but it was similar. But like I said, he literally only appears for 6 minutes in the movie. Seriously, my favorite SpongeBob character of all time only gets 6 minutes of probably my least favorite of the 5 movies. Okay, well, probably not my least favorite. I mean, I do like I do like all of the SpongeBob movies. I just think the Sandy one's the weakest. I will admit, I do like, Wait a second. I'm again. Wait. Yeah. Wait a second. Am I getting off script again? Hold on. Okay, now again, back on track. So my point is, Sin is pretty much just like, a perfect villain. And he's pretty much everything you want. Funny, intimidating, scary as hell. Oh, seriously, tesscyn is probably like the scariest part of like, episode 8 in my opinion. Seriously, it's like insane. So yeah, in total, I think tesscyn is a legitimate perfect villain, and ultimately, that's what makes her good. Also, there's her death scene, which like pretty much it's good. I really like her death scene. I like how the like end is like Uzi manages to manage to get it right and rip the heart out of tesscyn. Use the null bar, which has significance in lore for some reason. It's good. So yeah, in total, tesscyn is a perfect villain. Like I said, on the same level as Dennis.